So, it's been a few weeks since my last video, and my last video smashed all previous records. I think for a few reasons, mainly I think because it was a review of a test ride that I did on the Harley-Davidson 48 and the street bod. And I had a lot of fun doing it because I hadn't ridden those bikes before, and it was all very exciting. My first test ride since I test rode the 883. I popped that up on YouTube, and people seem to be lapping it up. I think, like I said, mainly because it's a review, and people obviously out on the hunt for a review of bikes. They're not necessarily out to just watch a moto vlogger channel, which I totally understand, because that was me once upon a time. So I thought I'd do a review of my wonderful bike, the Iron 883, which I've had now since, well, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 months, something like that. Done, not sure exactly how many miles on it, but over 1,000. It's had its first service. What are you doing? Fuck you then. So yeah, it's done over 1,000 miles now. Had its first service. It's not as bad as I was thinking it might be. It's not difficult to ride. I think it's relatively low centre of gravity, even though it is heavy, so it is quite manoeuvrable. It's not a sports bike, obviously, but you know, you can move around on it plenty easy. The other thing you notice straight away, compared to at least what I was learning on, is the torque that the bike's got, the way that it delivers its power, and the confidence it gives you right from pulling away. It's very, very difficult to stall this bike unless you're not really paying attention, and so, you know, that gives you a lot of confidence as well. You know, you're not gonna have a wobble on a slow speed corner because you can't control the power properly, because there's torque in this thing even without touching the throttle. You can pull away on it without touching the throttle, pretty much. So yeah, that's from like the noob perspective in me. If you're looking at an 883 as your first bike, don't worry about it. Go and have a test ride, see what you think, because it's not going to be a lot different to what you've. Well, it's going to be a lot different to what you've learnt on, but it's not in a difficult way. Just in a kind of style and the way, you know, just the seating position, all that kind of thing will be different. But you know, it's riding a bike. Doesn't change that much. So onto the bike itself a bit more, I guess. Like I said, a lot of torque in the bike, which is great fun. I guess that kind of makes it feel a little bit more powerful than it actually is, because it kind of gives you that little bit of oomph in any rev range, at any speed, until you're getting up to higher speeds, where it kind of starts to run out of steam, I guess. Yeah, handling is very good. It's not difficult to kind of chuck around a little bit. I've had the pegs down a couple of times, and like I say, speaking as a complete noob, I've had the pegs down a couple of times. It's a weird feeling, and it's like it's not a steep turning angle on this bike at all, so it's not difficult to get the pegs down, even by accident, which is fun, right? Everyone wants to get the pegs down. Doesn't matter whether you're on a sports bike or a kind of cruiser type bike. Well, not quite a cruiser, but you know what I mean. The seating position is really, really comfortable. I'm only about, I guess, 5'9", 5'10", something like that. And it's perfect for me, I'd say. Like the pegs are in a great position. It's really comfortable. The handlebars are perfect as they are from stock. The only thing I've changed at the moment, and trust me, it's not the only thing I want to change or I'm gonna change, is the mirrors. They are awful. The position they're in when you buy this bike is up here. I don't know if you can see that. They're up here, and all you can see in the mirrors at that point is your own arms. That is it. You can't see anything else, which isn't great when like when it's a brand new bike and you're trying to get a bit of confidence and you look in the mirror and all you can see is yourself and you're trying to change lane or something. It's not that convenient. Indicate or something, you very first thing that everyone does, I think, is take the mirrors off. Really easy. It's just this one little bolt here. Whack that off, flip them upside down. You might have to move the indicators a touch when you do it, but yeah, once that's all in, also you want to make sure as well, I kind of noticed straight away, is when you take them upside down, you got to make sure you position them right, because full lock to full lock, if you position them wrong under the handlebars, your mirrors are going to hit the tank. So yeah, that's the first thing you do, and then once you've got that sorted, you have to readjust where you look, because you'll be looking above the handlebars and there won't be anything there except for tarmac. And if you take a quick peek below the handlebars, you can see everything, because you can see straight underneath your arms and below your body, which is wonderful. Come on. What else? The indicators. The indicators are on each handlebar. So turn right, they're on the right handlebar. Turn left, they're on the left handlebar. To turn them off, you hit them again. So if you're changing lane or something like that, you're going to want to hit them again. If you're going around a corner or around a roundabout or something like that, they are self-cancelling. You pop them on, you go around the corner, they turn themselves off. It's pretty good. I like it most of the time. Occasionally, and it makes me a little bit nervous sometimes, but at this point I'm kind of used to it, is that occasionally they will turn themselves off when you don't want them to turn off, and it obviously then is potentially misleading for other motorists, especially cars, who might pull out on you or something. So yeah, that's just something to be aware of, I guess. What else? So acceleration wise, like I said, I think it's good fun, great fun. It's not gonna like scare you or anything like that, but it is a lot of fun, plenty of fun. You're not gonna run out of, well, you might run out of fun, but yeah, there's definitely something to be said about the 1200 in the 48. I really loved that when I test rode it, as I think I mentioned at the time. It's fantastic. But you're not going to go wrong with this. The suspension. This is probably one of the first things I'm going to change as well. The rear shocks on this may as well be made out of just pieces of metal that don't absorb anything. Alright, it's not quite that bad, but they're not great. You go over anything significant and you're going to know about it. You're going to probably jump out of your seat or be bucked out of your seat. And yeah, the front doesn't feel too bad, but again, I'm not really experienced enough to tell you what kind of difference it will make with some different front suspension. But I know for sure changing the rear suspension. And obviously ASAP I'm going to be putting a stage 1 upgrade on it. The high flow air filter, probably some advanced and high and short shots, obviously, and the remap. So yeah, I think that's all I had to talk about. I love it. I love this bike. Oh, the other thing I'm going to do to it is probably put some forward controls on it. I love the seating position. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not uncomfortable. However, particularly when I tried out that 48, the forward controls, I love them. I just think they're so comfortable. I think they look cool. So yeah, I will be getting some forward controls on it as well. What else? Anything else? Don't think so. The horn is crap, of course it is. I like the 2015 model and on, I guess, are all keyless ignition. So there's a keyhole down there that is purely for the steering lock. The key fob itself is it's keyless. It's got a transmitter in it which tells the bike when you are close to it, or the key is close to it at least. And it allows you, that's also linked up to the alarm and the immobiliser and all that stuff, so the alarm will go off if the key is not near the bike and you stand it up, which I found out a couple of times when I'm moving it around in my garage. And yeah, to start it, you just have to have the key near, like I said. Hit the run button, hit the start button, and off she goes. Haven't had any problems with the starts. This is my first ride in a few weeks as well, and I was a little bit nervous that the battery was going to have gone flat or something, because I don't have a battery minder at the moment, but no problem. Oh yeah, trip computer and stuff like that. So you've got a gear. Well, you've got a neutral light for a start, and then you've got a gear indicator which tells you what gear you're in when you're not on the clutch anyway. It's the same gear selector, also has a rev counter. Then you have a trip computer, so mileage, and then trip A, trip B, time, and then back to the gear and RPM indicator, which is handy. I like that. And it's the gear and the rev counter are digital, obviously. Bollocks, I'm in a keep clear zone, so I'm going to try and get as close as I can here. Yeah, digital, and then the speedo is analog.